morning, or afternoon, or night, depending on when you're watching this. Today, I'm going to be doing cow tongue. So cow tongue, if I can get this string off, can be very delicious. It has meat in the center, but is very large. So this is a cow's tongue. See that? So what we have to do is we're going to have to scrub this, and then we'll boil it, right? Okay, so we've got our tongue in the sink. We're gonna use our vegetable scrubber, and I can actually feel some saliva on my hand. And I am going to scrub the tongue, just like you were brushing it. Oh yeah. That rake feels weird. Okay, so I've now scrubbed the tongue clean. Now I'm going to throw it into my water. Okay. Okay, so we're going to boil it, and we're also going to throw a lot of basil in it, some tenderizing salt, because I've been told that this is very tough meat, so tenderizing salt, and I'm going to throw some celery salt in it to also give it some flavor. So I'm going to throw that in there, then we're going to boil it until it's fully cooked. And then we'll move on to my next step, because I think it's going to taste really good if I smoke it. So I'm going to then smoke it until it's done. So I'll be seeing you in a second. Hey, so I have my smoking wood here. I'm going to smoke my tongue in cherry wood. And so what I'm going to be smoking on is, you can smoke it on the barbecue. But I have this little smoker that puts a lot of smoke flavor into it. So here's a smoker, and these are little tins. They go in the sides here, one there and one over here, and then the tongue will sit on this little tray. So I'll smoke that for about 20 minutes. Put this outside, because you should not smoke meat inside. You will die from carbon monoxide poisoning. Okay? So don't do that. Always smoke meat outside. So as you can see, our tongue is boiling. Boiling there. And we're just gonna boil it until it's good enough to take the tongue off. Or take the skin off of the tongue, rather. Could be a little while. We'll see. Okay, so usually you'd fully cook your tongue so that it's ready to just go in whatever dish you're putting it in. But since I'm going to be smoking it, I'm going to take it out early. I just wanted to kind of get the skin off the tongue. So here's the tongue. I don't know if I can even grab it with this. Pretty heavy. Oh yeah, it's pretty heavy. I'm going to have to grab something else. Fork maybe. Okay, so I'm going to jab it with the fork. Pull the tongue out. See that? Nice. Okay, so now Now what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to cut the skin off the tongue. Okay. I'm gonna use the fork, or then, yeah, the fork. It is not coming off very easily. It's pretty leathery. I don't know how much meat I'm gonna get from this if I can't get it off smoothly. I'm just gonna chop the tip off. We'll throw that part away. So the good part is it smells like beef. It doesn't smell like anything weird. It just smells like a cut of beef right now. Bad part is cutting this is like the worst thing I've ever had to do. It's so tough already. And usually with smoking, it doesn't get softer, it just gets tougher. Okay, so we're gonna cut it off. There we go. So I've got my two cuts right here and here that I'm going to smoke, and all the rest I'm going to throw out. I'm going to use a bunch of different things. So I'm going to season with this rib rub, some more tenderizing salt, and then some garlic. Okay, so now while the smoker heats up, I'll just let those sit up a little bit more, and then I am going to go put the tongue into the smoker to then cook for the next about half an hour. All right. The smoker is ready, so I'm going to add the tongue into the bottom of it, and then we're going to let it smoke for about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. We'll see how it goes. This isn't a very big cut of meat, so it'll probably be closer to half an hour. We're going to put it in there, and we're going to let it smoke. Okay, it's ready to go. Now we just play the waiting game. It's been 35 minutes, and the tongue looks decent. It looks good. It smells good. It looks good. Here it is. There it is. It actually still kind of looks like tongue. We'll give you the on top view. And that piece there really looks like tongue still. So what I'm gonna do before I do anything else is I'm just gonna cut a piece off of it. Get this knife out of here, and I'm gonna try it. Grab a knife, fork. So there's a little piece of the tongue, and I'm gonna eat it. So, added lots of tenderizing salt, so it's pretty tender. Basically, it just tastes like any kind of meat that you would have. Nice cherry flavor, smoke in it. Spices are covering up. You can getting a last bit of gamey taste. Tasting very gamey. Not like your beef from a store would. This came from a cow that was raised on a farm that was, just grazing. Wasn't being fed all the grains that they would be fed that give it very generic taste. If you go to a grocery store, most of your beef tastes pretty much the same. Whereas when I say gamey, it means it tastes different than what you would taste from a beef from a store. It tastes more like it's been grazing out in a pasture, and lots of different greens make it taste different. So it tastes pretty good. So I don't think I'm gonna do anything else with this. I'm just gonna eat it like this. It's smoked. It tastes really good right now. And yeah, so there you go. Smoked a tongue. I smoked a tongue. It tastes pretty good. I think it would add more salt though. But thanks for coming out to watch me make tongue and taste it. It's not for everybody. I wouldn't recommend anybody else making it. If you want a piece of beef, just go out and get a cut of meat. You don't have to get tongue. But thanks for watching, and I hope you're having a good holidays, and we'll see you again sometime in 2016.